XRP doesn't need trillions of dollars to hit $1,000. That's the surprising argument put forward by market commentator Zach Rector, and it's shaking up what many thought they understood about crypto valuations. In a recent video, Rector explained how market cap multipliers, rather than one-to-one capital inflows, could push XRP to seemingly impossible heights. So, what exactly is Rector saying? Let's break it down. At today's circulating supply of 59 billion XRP, a $100 price would mean a $5.9 trillion market cap. A $1,000 price? That's $59 trillion. Now, if you're thinking that XRP needs tens of trillions in actual cash to reach those levels, that's where Rector disagrees. According to him, the market doesn't operate on a one-to-one ratio. Instead, he explains the concept of a market cap multiplier, which shows how much market cap can be created from a smaller amount of capital flowing into the asset. On bearish days, when the market is falling, Rector saw the market cap shrink anywhere between $900 and $6,700 for every $1 that left the system. But on bullish days, especially when news or tweets create excitement, like the one from Donald Trump that briefly mentioned XRP, he recorded multipliers as high as 500x. This is where it gets interesting. With a 500x multiplier, only $11 billion will be needed to push XRP to $100. With a more conservative 100x multiplier, it would take $58 billion. Even if we use a much lower 50x multiplier, the requirement rises to $116 billion, but still far less than $5.9 trillion. To put that into perspective, JP Morgan recently estimated that XRP ETFs could attract between $4 and $8 billion in their first year. Rector points out that this is already a sizable chunk of what would be needed to spark a rally, especially if the market reacts with strong multipliers. And considering how much institutional money is going into Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, it's not a far-fetched scenario. Now, what about the $1,000 dream? Well, at a 500x multiplier, you need around $118 billion. A 100x multiplier? $589 billion. And yes, at 50x, we're talking about over $1 trillion. But Rector isn't saying this will happen tomorrow or even next year. He's cautious, stating clearly, these are not short-term predictions. The idea is that over time, as ETFs and institutional adoption increase, such capital inflows might become possible. He also cites insights from analysts like James Seifert from Bloomberg and Matt Hogan, CIO at Bitwise. Both have suggested that XRP-based ETFs could outperform those tied to Solana in terms of capital attraction. This kind of endorsement, even if speculative, shows growing confidence in XRP as a long-term asset. But here's the part we should really think about. Rector is not just being optimistic. He's providing a framework that shifts how we interpret crypto valuations. Instead of simply multiplying price by supply, we're asked to look at how emotions, liquidity, and demand shape price movements through multipliers. Whether that's responsible or risky thinking, well, that's open to debate. At the end of the day, Rector remains realistic. He does not promise XRP will hit $1,000, but he does believe the path is there. And more importantly, he thinks people should stop dismissing high price targets just because they seem mathematically out of reach under old assumptions. So what do you think? Is the idea of XRP at $100 or even $1,000 still just a dream, or are we missing how today's markets really work? This is where we leave things for now. If you're holding XRP or watching from the sidelines, it might be time to reevaluate how you think about price targets and whether you're using the right math to judge what's possible.